Ladies and gentlemen, people of the internet, I have now seen Sleepy Hollow, the 1999 Tim Burton reimagining of the legendary Legend of Sleepy Hollow by Washington Irving. Irving. I obviously am an idiot. Yes, I am. I fully admit that. I should know who Washington Irving is because he wrote one of the most beloved American short stories in history, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which features the story of a young school teacher named Ichabod Crane going to a party, hearing a scary story, and then, well, having to deal with a real monster from that story. Or did he? Well, this reimagining shows Mr. Crane as a constable going to investigate a group of murders in a small town of Sleepy Hollow. And he's out there trying to bring science to a gothic world of superstition. Now, Ichabod Crane is played by Johnny Depp, and I think this is one of his better roles. You still see a little bit of Edward Scissorhand in there, but, you know, let's be honest, Depp can be an excellent actor if he wants to be. He can absolutely transform himself into whatever role he does, so long as it isn't Tonto from The Lone Ranger. Oy, didn't see it, but believe me, it looked horrible. Now, in true Tim Burton style, this is a film of muted colors, rather anime-inspired blood spatters, and yet beheadings without any blood at all. I guess they had to do that in order to get into an R rating, but or is it PG-13? R-rated. Still, there is a copious amount of blood in this film. I mean, there is quite a lot of blood. Blood coming out of places where blood shouldn't be coming out of, like trees and dead bodies. Dead bodies don't bleed, primarily because their circulatory system has shut itself down. So when you cut them, you shouldn't get sprayed, but he gets sprayed, and there's a lot of blood in a few scenes. So if you're the kind of person that's squeamish around blood and other red things, you can't watch this movie because it is just going to freak you out. Now, I do have to point out that there is some cruelty to animals in this film. Not a huge amount of it, but it is there, and if that bothers you, maybe you should shy away. This is an R-rated movie, it's a big boy movie, it's not for the faint of heart or the weak of mind. Christina Ricci plays Katrina, the love interest. I don't remember what her original name was in the Legend of Sleepy Hollow story, but she almost looks dead already. It's the cute kind of almost looks dead already, with bags under her eyes that aren't ridiculously huge and kind of look like eyeshadow, but she still, I mean, it almost looks as if this is really the world of the dead and that these people died some time ago and they're reliving the legend over and over again. That's almost the feel I get when I watch this movie. I know that's not true, it's not the case, but that's what I feel, and that's very much, in fact, most strongly seen in Ricci's character, although I did find her performance reasonable. I wouldn't say that it was incredible, but I can't complain about it. I believe she did the best she could with what she had. Casper Van Dien plays Brom Bones, and you might remember him as Johnny Rico from Starship Troopers, which was probably the cheesiest sci-fi movie to ever have that level of budget. And I love Starship Troopers, and quite frankly, I was very happy with his performance as well. He had a small part in the movie, it wasn't wonderfully written, but he was the overprotective boyfriend, and you could feel it. You understand from the point you lay eyes on this character what he's going for. The performance is somewhat flat, but it's a supporting performance as opposed to a more centralized performance. And again, he does it very well. He is functional in the role. Now, Christopher Walken as the Headless Horseman, that dude is scary. I mean, silly scary. If I walked up, saw that dude on the street, I would absolutely be freaked. And I don't freak it much. Remember, I've lived with my sister, and I would honestly say that the Headless Horseman, you see very little of his actual headed self, of his whole body. But what you see makes him look like something that has literally come up straight from hell, which is what he is supposed to be. And I have to say, Mr. Walken's performance made this movie for me. I very much enjoyed it. I can't say this is stellar. I can't say this is one of those movies that is going to totally change your life. But it is a very solid movie. I enjoyed it. It's very different from other movies of its genre. and I think that this is one of those ones you should probably dust off. Maybe for the Halloween season, have it running in the background. Everybody's kind of familiar with the story of Sleepy Hollow, and, you know, just enjoy it for what it is. It's not a movie with really, really powerful, deeper themes. It is basically telling you that magic still lives in a world of science. But you know what? I really enjoyed it. Now, tell me, what is your favorite supernatural creature? I'd love to know down in the comments below. I'm Richard.